Good evening, my name is Daniel Malice. Do you know who Malik Obama is? If you don't, he's Obama's half-brother, yes. And I actually got a hold of this guy on Twitter. And I wanted to interview this guy, and he agreed to it. But only if I agreed to pay him $3,500. He's fucking insane. I don't have that kind of money. The money was going to go to the Obama Foundation. Like I said, this guy's insane.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Malik Obama?
Speaking.
Yes, sir. My name is Daniel. I don't freak out. The reason why I'm like this is because of privacy concerns, and that it's just a gimmick, sir. So nothing more, nothing less, sir.
Okay, are you the one who's supposed to be doing the interview with me tomorrow?
Yes, but I wanted to send you the money right now.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay.
Hello? So, as the time progressed, I was trying to figure out, well, how the hell am I going to get this guy on webcam? He's expecting $3,500. So, I decided to take it upon myself to Photoshop of me paying him his money. And I told him, look, Malik, don't worry. I'm here in the United States. You're in Africa. Don't worry. It'll hit your account. It'll hit you. Don't worry. Just give it time. And what do you know? He agreed to it. So here is the interview. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Daniel. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay, it's very late here. It's almost 2 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. I'll make this quick because
So-
I know you want to go to bed. Is it Malik or Malik, sir?
Malik.
Okay, Malik. Yes, sir. What can you tell us about your half-brother? I know in the past people have referred to him as Barry Sartoro. Has he ever called himself Barry?
Yeah, I think in the beginning that's what everybody was calling him. That's what his name. He was called Barry, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Second question, sir. Are you familiar with the actress Joan Rivers? She said before she died that his wife Michelle Obama is a transgender. Is that accurate, sir?
I don't think so because when I was at their wedding,
Uh-huh.
and also when she came and they came to my wedding, she looked like a woman.
Really?
So, yeah, it's hard to say, but I think she's a woman. I think she is. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, you can't tell unless somebody removes clothes, and you see them naked. It's hard to say, and today, in this time and in this age, it's hard to say. But looking at the pictures lately and so forth, I can see why people would be questioning her gender.
Are you familiar with a man by Larry Sinclair?
No, I'm not.
Okay, maybe you can clear this. Maybe you can clear this up for me real quick. This gentleman said while he was in Washington, while Obama was in the Senate. Now, Mr. Sinclair had quite an interesting story. He claimed that Barry was in a limousine. They were in the limousine together, and he performed fellatio on your half brother. The following day, while in a hotel room, Larry once again performed fellatio on Barry Soetoro. Can you confirm for us, are the rumors true? Is your half brother Barry Soetoro gay?
My interactions with him do not indicate that.
No?
You know, no, I mean, my interactions with him since I've known him in 1985. But it's hard to say these days, because people could be giving one image and they're just, it's hard to say these days, but my interactions with him, I've not seen him exhibit or show any indications today, even though people are coming out of the closet, and it's hard to say, but from my observations with him, you see, when I met him, I accepted him blindly, so I've had no questions up until now, since I've been on Twitter, on the internet. That's when the questions, have been on my mind. Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that is because about a year ago, he followed Flesh Jack on Twitter temporarily before somebody took it down. And if you don't know what Flesh Jack is, that's the #1 gay sex toy in the world. That's why I brought that up, sir. Another question, sir. Is Barack Obama a Muslim or a Christian, sir?
It's hard to say because, I think he was brought up in Indonesia.
Uh-huh.
His stepfather was a Muslim. So by all indications, he would be a Muslim because he was brought up in a Muslim family. When I was at his wedding in Chicago in 1992, the wedding was conducted in a Christian church. So I don't know what he is, by definition, even, he was brought up as a Muslim, but he could have changed. He could be anything. He can be anything that he wants. I don't know what he is. To tell you the truth.
Do you have a good relationship with your half brother, sir? Do you despise your brother or do you love your brother, sir?
I think that he's just a letdown, because when I first met him in 1985, we were good friends. Well, I don't know. I guess I just took him at face value. I didn't question, who he was. I just, assumed that, okay, he's my long lost brother. And we're very friendly, and we were loved each other. I don't know. We were just friendly, and we took each other as brothers. And then seemed like, what happened? I was in Washington D.C. He was in Chicago, and I don't know. It seemed like we weren't that close anymore. Something happened in between, and we started drifting apart. And I think what really made the change was when I'd come back to Africa, and I ran out of money, and I needed a place to stay, and he wouldn't let me stay with him coming back to the USA, and I was hurt. I was disappointed that I couldn't crash at his place until I got back on my feet. And then the next thing was when my aunt was having a hard time in Boston, and he didn't lift a finger to help her, and she's the one who welcomed him here in Kenya and loved him unconditionally, etc. And I was kind of disappointed. I chewed him up on the phone about all that, and so we had an argument, and then he started moving on up in the world, and okay, so I felt like every time that we were with him, like say even when I went over to the inauguration of the senatorial inauguration,
Mhm.
it's almost like he doesn't like anybody opposing him. He's very what can I say? He's harsh. You know, he likes the limelight. Doesn't want anybody, like hogging any of, and if he wants to be the center of attention. And you see, I'm his elder brother, so I would call him up on a lot of things. He's like I'm his elder brother, so I'm not intimidated, by him. And I think he has a problem with that because he wants everybody or to like kneel down, to be like submissive somewhat. And that's why I think you see that he's more so, you don't see him too much with too many masculine, men. He's like with women, mostly with women, like Susan Rice, Hillary Clinton, what's her name? Michelle, that kind of thing. But you don't see him too much with men.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like he's threatened by other men. So yeah, I'm sort of like I'm a bit aggressive, I'm not intimidated by him. So we had a problem with that because it seemed like there was a power thing. It's a power shoot, what can I say? A struggle, there because he wants to be, the boss, and I'm the boss because I'm the elder, so we have that thing going between us. So after that, things started going really crazy because when I was over there at the inauguration, it's almost like after I chewed him up about my aunt and my condition, because he was upset when I went to the USA and I didn't call him up. And I told him, brother, how do you expect me to call you up when I couldn't get a place to stay with you. I could be in the a gutter for all you know. So why do I need? Why are you upset that I'm calling you? I don't, and that was sort of like a big thing that came between us, and uh, so we've been. When I was over at the senatorial thing, he was upset. He was saying, okay, all these people are bashing him. And I wasn't like, defending him. And I said, what do you want me to do? Because 8 years as president, I supported him. And, whatever people said about him, I would, defend him. But I didn't see any kind of reciprocal, like he didn't seem to be uh, given me the support that I needed. I would support him, but I didn't get anything coming back from him. So at the end of the day, I just decided that this guy, man, uh, it seemed like it's all about him.
Yeah.
And that's very disappointing to me. So when after like almost like towards the end of his term, like 2016, I was like almost like holding on and hoping that at the end of the day he might turn around. I had that hope, but when it seemed like it was approaching the end of his term and nothing was happening, and even over here, it's like he had just turned his back. He was no longer talking about his roots, etc. It seemed like he had got what he wanted, and people here were, he didn't have any use for his background, his, his background. So I decided, just, after all that, I just said, to hell with it. Well, why am I? I'm just gonna just, tell the world whatever how I feel. Just tell everybody, not try to hide anything. So when I saw Trump and they campaigning with Hillary Clinton and Trump was over there, something just clicked, and Trump came across as somebody who was much more authentic and real. And I liked him, so I decided
I
I was
hope
going
he
to
I
support
hope he
him.
wins again. But you know what? We should have had you for president.
I don't know. You flatter me, but I
I
don't
mean it.
know. Who knows? All that is destiny, set up by the Creator and so forth. So everybody has their place. It would have been an honor. America is a great place. It's the greatest place on earth. And I go back and forth, and I've been there since 1985. So I think that I thank you for that, for saying that. Yeah.
I mean every word, sir, and you're a good man. One final question, sir. I know it's late. Can you tell me, are there any scandals towards your half brother? Like, did he have any affairs? Any faults? Can you name that for me real quick before we leave?
It's hard to say because when I first met him, he was seeing this girl in Chicago called Sheila, and they were really, really had a strong relationship. And I was surprised that it ended. I don't know the circumstances, what happened,
Was that before
but
or after Michelle, or
this is
during?
before me. This
Oh,
is before.
oh, okay.
Back in 1988, in 19 no before 1988, around 1985, 86, 87, between 1985 and 88, and I'd gone up to Chicago, and then he was with her. My first time to go out to Chicago, and they were, really, really had a strong relationship. So I was surprised when the next thing I knew that he was with Michelle. And so I did not meet Michelle. The first time I met Michelle was at the wedding. You see?
Yeah.
So then the next time was when she came over to my wedding. So actually, I've been with Michelle 3 times at their wedding, at my wedding, and when he was becoming a senator at his inauguration in 2005. But at that time, I just saw them briefly. I saw her briefly. Like, I haven't had too much contact with her since 1992, 1993, 1993. Yeah. So I can't say, that I know him like to that extent where I can say that there's a scandal or I have something, the, I know, something that nobody knows about him that I can reveal.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of personal, and I can't say. I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
So I just think that he's a fake. He's changed. He changed a lot, and power corrupted him. Maybe he was being influenced by people like Hillary Clinton, all those whoever is pulling the strings. Somebody's pulling the strings. There must be somebody pulling the strings over there.
George Soros.
So yeah. So he changed, and now he's become just like heartless. and he thinks that he's God just because so many people love him and he can do no wrong,
Yep.
etc. I find it offensive because he should be humble in that people saw something in him and gave him a position, where he owes it to people to be sincere and be himself, unless that is who he actually is. And then, when we met, he was just playing, you know, he was acting,
Yeah.
and this is really who he is right now, Yeah, but he's just faking. I think he's a schemer, and he's. I don't know. I'm offended somewhat by the kind of his behavior.
Like what,
That's
sir?
all it's worth. So I'm a lot better when I write because my mind is I can really put things together as opposed to talk. But if you read my tweets and everything, whatever I say and what I tweet, I really mean it. I try to be as sincere and honest as I can, about what I feel and my philosophy, etc. So, okay.
You should. And again, I thank you for taking your time to contact me, sir. You're a good man, and keep following what you believe in. And we can just take it just one step at a time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So we'll talk some other time.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that very much.
Anytime. I appreciate it. Okay, Daniel. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome. Bye.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Daniel Malice interviewing Malik Obama. Now, what have we learned from all this? Well, he's a scammer, and we didn't really get much out of it, but for what it's worth, I think it was pretty interesting to get a hold of this guy, and it is pretty funny, right? I mean, he fell for it. What?
Daniel,
What?
you need to call him back right now.
Call him back?
Yes, you need to tell him the truth.
Do I have to?
Yet you better go pick up the phone and you better go tell him. Tell him we ain't got it.
All right, Malik.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I have a confession, Malik. I don't have $3,500.
Okay. So that was a scam.
No, it wasn't a scam. I just wanted to shoot the shit with you. I just bullshitted you. I think charging somebody $3,500 for an interview is madness. I don't know what else to tell you. I would never dream of donating 1 cent to the Obama Foundation. Who's the real scammer here? And right after this, Malik was not too thrilled. He blocked me on Twitter. Now, Malik, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I can still see your tweets, even though you blocked me. The following day, he posted, "I talked to somebody in the hood yesterday." If you go into these comments, they're quite hilarious.
Don't ever do this again. You hear me? We can get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
This will be the last time.
It'll be the last time.
No more.
No more, I promise. How can you not trust this face? Thank you for watching.
And good night.